Guten Morgen, muchachos. How are you doing? Welcome back to Football Digest Daily. I hope you're doing fantastic. My name is Nyash, and of course, I'm still your league leaders. So I hope all of you are doing fine down there. Likes of Chelsea and Manchester United, especially those two. I hope you are doing fantastic. All right. So let's check what was happening game week 34 of the Premier League. Of course, it was a heck of a game week, man. Of course, for me, the highlight has to be three things: the North London derby, the Manchester City winning against Nottingham Forest, the Manchester United domination by Burnley, and what else? Liverpool meltdown at London Stadium. Let's start off with the early kickoff. Liverpool are playing at West Ham, of course, a game that they had to win to keep abreast of Arsenal and Manchester City. You know where we are right now with these guys. I'm talking Arsenal, Liverpool, and Man City. You can't afford to draw. It's a must win like all the games. Because if you don't win, then teams like Arsenal are going to win and teams like Manchester City are going to win. So Liverpool drew, man. They drew against West Ham, and once they happen to have a draw, you're like, this is it for them. Like, they're out of the race entirely. Because now I think they have 75 points. Arsenal has 80, Man City has 79. Of course, they won against Nottingham Forest. So at that point in time, you're like, yeah, Emenda. And then, as if that was not enough, there was a fallout. There was an argument on the touchline between Mo Salah, and Klopp. And it was there for the whole world to see. And you're like, what's going on? That was when Salah was coming on. He did not start that game. He was on the bench alongside Darwin Núñez, two of the poorest performers for Liverpool in the second half of the season. And he had a squabble with his manager and he was throwing hands at him. It's actually Núñez who had to tell Mo Salah, like, yo, calm down, man. Stop throwing hands. And I'm like, what's going on here? I don't know what it was. Maybe they just caught in the heat of the moment or pressure imewaingia or something, but it's really not a good sight. It's not something you want to see. So that one has people going crazy. And of course, Mo Salah, I think he was asked by some journalists in the mixed zone, that's what they call it, what was happening. And he was like, I can't talk about this. There's going to be fire if I speak about this. Yeah. And so you're like, what do you mean there's going to be fire? And then, of course, Klopp was asked about it and was like, he was quite dismissive, like, yo, we're going to handle it in the, in the dressing room and all that stuff. So he does not want to air dirty linen in public. So that has, tongues wagging and, people wondering what's going on. Is this a fallout of Mo Salah and Klopp, two of the best players for Liverpool in this patch that they have with Klopp? Now Klopp is leaving and they're going to give him what? A trophy parade? A Carabao Cup parade? Is that it now? There's so many questions being asked now. So let's just wait to see how this is going to happen moving forward. Is he going to drop Mo Salah? Is Mo Salah going to be starting the next couple of games? What exactly is it? What exactly is going on? So the next couple of games will be telling to see especially what will happen to Liverpool, all right? Then after that, of course, we had the 5 o'clock games. The Manchester United versus Burnley is the one that stood out for me because Manchester United got dominated by Burnley. They absolutely got dominated. Burnley were on their case like crazy. And in a crazy manner, again, it's United who scored first. Again, it's a tad crazy. And it was even actually Anthony who scored for Manchester United. So like, oh my God, this is totally against the run of play. Burnley have been by far the better team at Old Trafford. And I'm like, Jesus Christ. Manchester United nowadays, they're getting dominated by teams like Burnley. And I recall, why am I surprised? They got dominated by almost every other team they played against. They got dominated by Luton Town. They got dominated by, Brentford? They get dominated every other time by teams that are not supposed to be dominating them. And then, just to throw a spanner in the works, their manager, man like Ten Hag, comes out after the game to say that his team has played the most dynamic and entertaining football in the league. Unajua, ukisikia comments hizo unashanganga, what is he smoking, this guy? Is he even smoking? Maybe he's injecting. Because, I don't know, maybe he watches a certain kind of game that we, normal people, don't watch. Because I don't see anything dynamic and entertaining about Manchester United. But somehow the coach believes that it is dynamic and entertaining. I'm like, is he deluded or something? Like, Ten Hag, I honestly don't get him. And this is not the first time he's coming out to say something weird after a game where Manchester United have gotten beat or have not won the game. Oh, we play entertaining. Oh, from me, we played a good, they had a good game. I'm like, good game? Which good game? It's a bit crazy when you hear Ten Hag say that. Ten Hag is the same guy who came out to say Manchester United have no chance of top 4 next season, and people have absolutely gone crazy about that. Personally, I think it's just being realistic. He knows. He's not in denial at all. But we'll be like, no, you can't come out and say things like those in public, especially against a team like Manchester United. It's a big club. They should not be talking about things like those. But, yo, come Kochini Mkochini. Come Kochini Mkochini. So, people are going crazy about Ten Hag and those comments. And he was actually booed. There were some boos at Old Trafford, I think, when he took off Kobe Mino for who was it? Took off Kobe Mino for who? Is it Ericsson? He was booed. There were boos at Manchester United. And they're like, all right, so what's next year? What's next year for Manchester United? Because it's looking really, really bad. I think Manchester United have conceded 75 goals in, I think, 40-something games. That's like a Premier League record for them. It's insane when you think about it, and insane when you think what's happening to Manchester United. And the kind of caliber that this club has, or is, it's just crazy when you see that happening. But I'll be honest with you, as a rival, oh my days, I'm fucking loving it. Oh my god, iendelee kabisa. Then you had Chelsea versus Aston Villa. Chelsea versus Aston Villa, that game ended 2-2. Villa were 2-0 up at some point. Villa Park, and then Chelsea rounded themselves back. Fantastic goal by Gallagher. Oh my days. Brilliant. Speaking of fantastic goals, by the way, before I go on with Chelsea Villa, I need to big up Schlupp. Jeffrey Schlupp were having Crystal Palace playing against... Palace walikuwa wanacheza against who? Is it Fulham? And he scored a banger. Man, that was a rocket, a screamer, anything you can think of, man. Fantastic goal. So, of course, Klopp, Chelsea up against Villa, they made it 2-2. They almost got a winner, by the way, but VAR called back the goal because there was a foul by Badia Shile. So it ended 2-2, and I was like, damn, Chelsea, after getting battered by Arsenal 5-0, and then you draw at Villa Park, that's crazy. That's so typical of Chelsea. Like, so fucking typical. Like, you don't know what you'll get with these guys. These are the guys who get walloped 5-0 by Arsenal and then draw at Villa Park. They will hold Manchester City to a draw. They will lose a lead against Burnley in the last minute. It's just, Chelsea are just crazy. They're just crazy. Then, of course, came Sunday. Now, Sunday, of course, in the North London derby, that was a big one. That was the game of the weekend, to be honest. And big up to everybody who came to the watch party at what do you call it? Pale, kunaitwaje pale? Came to the dress. It was a fantastic one. Man, the first 39 minutes were just crazy. It did not even feel like a derby. Arsenal 3-0 up. Own goal by Højbjerg, Kai Havertz scoring, and a counter by Bukayo Saka. I mean Spurs, man, they just stick to their lane. Like, Spurs, they know just one way. We play highlight and we are not changing, regardless of who you are. And it's a bit crazy because Spurs had a lot of possession in that game and did absolutely nothing with it. Like, I think that like Arsenal, we know, like, we don't want to come and dominate you guys. Nah. It is your own backyard. You have the ball, but you do absolutely nothing with it. So that's exactly what happened. By the time Arsenal are 3-0 up, you're like, what's going on here? I mean, Spurs have a lot of possession. They have 0 goals. Absolute 0 goals. And people are also banking on Van de Ven. There's a time he scored and was called off for offside. And people are thinking Gabriel's Nyash is going to, like play him. Or he's going to play in a near offside. No. Onside. No. Gabriel's a footballer and a big Nyash. It can't happen. So, of course, the Van de Ven equalizer was called off. And then there was a call for a penalty and it did not happen. Kulusevski saying he was brought down by Trossard. That was obnoxious of him to think that. And he turned that around and hit him on the counter-attack. Declan Rice to Kai Havertz to Bukayo Saka all the way to the end of the back of the net. 2-0. And you're like, gee. And then we made it 3-0 courtesy of Kai Havertz. And Kai Havertz, my man. I think even Kai Havertz's best season at Bundesliga at Leverkusen, I don't think he had the kind of numbers he has right now. I think they have matched. Like in the league, I think he had 12 goals and 6 assists. I think in his last season at Bundesliga by Leverkusen, he has the same number of goals now at Arsenal. And we have 3 games to go. It's crazy. I'm sure as hell he's bringing about a different dynamic as far as striking options go. I have no doubt about it. But I still feel like we need a faster guy. We need someone who's rapid. We need like a natural striker. I mean, and I think there's someone who's going to be complementing Kai Havertz. I honestly think so. So, I mean, there's so much to do in the transfer window. Of course, Arsenal still needs a couple of guys to be like a proper complete squad, but time will tell on that one. And then the second half, now that's when it started looking like a derby, Because first of all, David Raya gifted them a goal back to make it 3-1. I don't know what the hell he was thinking. That was a howler, so make it 3-1. Romero, for context, is the one who scored that goal. So you're like, Romero is as high as Richarlison. Like, is that how high a line they play? As in, what the hell? Anyway, Romero, of course, took advantage of that gift by David Raya to make it 3-1. And then later on, deep into the second half, in the 84th minute, I think, they got a penalty. Declan Rice absolutely clattered, who was it? Is it Madison's balls? I can't recall. He absolutely clattered some Tottenham players' balls. His nuts, and of course, that was going to be a pen straight away to make it 3-2. And you're like, fuck, the last 5 minutes and then added time. And the other time was 6 minutes, so it was like 11 minutes. This is going to be a long 11 minutes. You are clutching at straws, man. It's crazy how that game went from cruising to clutching at straws. It's just insane. But the most important thing is we did not lose. We did not lose momentum. We did not lose the game. We did not drop points. We won the game 3-2, held on to get another win at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. And of course, that's just keeping us abreast of the Manchester City because they have a game in hand. Now, Manchester City still have a game to play. We have one game of them because they have a game in hand against Spurs. Now, Spurs pride themselves as being the husbands of Manchester City at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Now, you're banking on that when your wives come knocking on 14th of May, on Tuesday at 10 p.m. Kenyan time. Tottenham, you have one job to do, and that job is to make Arsenal great again. So guys, mark your calendars on 14th of May at 10 p.m. on a Tuesday. Tottenham will be going one-on-one with Manchester City, and that is when we bank on Spurs to do the thing. Make North London proud. That's all. In fact, if they do win that game, I will wear a Tottenham jersey the next weekend. That following weekend, we'll have a jersey at Tottenham. So, yeah, let's see how that one's going to pop out. It's going to be a fantastic game, without a doubt. Before then, of course, I think Manchester City have 2 more games to play. They play away at Fulham. They host Wolves. Next up, they host Wolves. Then they go away to Fulham. And then, of course, in between there is where they play Tottenham. And then the last game is West Ham. So, yeah, man, if Arsenal is going to win the league, we might have to depend on Spurs to actually do it for us. Like Spurs, they're like our servants. They're like our servants. When you want to do some hard work, sometimes delegate these duties. So wale wanafanya kazi ya punda, enda kufanya hiyo kazi. And that's what we're going to do with Spurs come 14th of May. We want you guys to do it. If at all, it will not have happened by then. So the title race is still much on now. It's a 2-horse race, not a 3-horse race. Unless something crazy happens in the next 2 games, I think it's a 2-horse race between Arsenal and Manchester City. And that was it because Manchester City played the next game after that against Nottingham Forest. They won 2-0. And I recall my takeaway for this one, because I was still watching it at Kentwood Address. We're watching it with a dude called Mark Miner, a film producer, filmmaker extraordinaire. And he was telling me when he's watching Arsenal, he's getting the same vibes he used to get with Liverpool. Shit, these guys are really good. These guys are really good, but you're actually going to beat these guys to the title. Like, he acknowledges that Arsenal are good, really good, but he feels sorry for us because we are not going to win the league, regardless of how good we are. Not like, oh, fuck off, man. You'll find you feel some type of way. Ain't gonna lie. It's like how you were saying when they had 98. You recall the 98 season? No, 98-97 point season when Liverpool lost by a single point because they lost only 1 game. Yes, Liverpool lost only 1 game and they lost the league to Manchester City, who had 98 points. Liverpool had 97. Like, you have 97 points and you're not winning the league? Jesus. Oh my days, it requires perfection. But regardless of what happens this season, I think Arsenal has made fantastic progress. We are on course to get 89 points if we win the rest 3 games, and I think we shall win all the 3 games. And I think that will be a huge improvement. So let's see how this one turns out, man. It's going to be a fantastic one. So this week we have the Champions League going on. We have on Tuesday, what do you call it? On Tuesday, we have the Bayern versus Real Madrid. Shall be at Kentwood Address to get that game. And then on Wednesday, of course, it's a holiday in Kenya. On Wednesday, we have PSG up against Borussia Dortmund. It's going to be a fantastic one. The same is dope mbaya. We shall be, of course, on Wednesday, we shall be live on TikTok to watch the PSG versus Borussia Dortmund game. That's what's up. Have a fantastic week. God bless. I'll catch you on the next one.